Hi everyone. So, super excited. It is 8:30. It is time for Money Monday. And today we are going to talk about a different kind of investing. One that is super near and dear to my heart. And we have today's special guest who is also super near and dear to my heart. We are going to have Shane Coleman, Enchantress Shane, joining us, owner of the amazing Facebook group, the Awkward Enchanted Coven. Um, Somebody that has changed the course of my life, my business, someone that I really respect and that is super amazing. And I can't wait for you all to meet her. So, investing. What could this other type of investment be that garners, in fact, some of the biggest returns possible? And that investment is investing in yourself and your education. And I am going to, oh, Shane is here. Awesome. I am going to bring her on. Hey, Shane. I'm so excited for tonight because Shane is someone that really also helped me see all of the different kinds of investments in myself and in my business that I hadn't been making for several years. And hi,
Oh,
Shane.
good.
You're here. Can you hear me? Hi.
Hi. All
So
right.
I gave you a
Welcome.
little intro. I introed our topic.
Yes.
Why don't you tell it
Ooh, it's
is
freezing a
that
little bit.
if anyone is watching, let us know how's the is the sound good? Are we freezing? Are we doing well?
Yeah, let us know.
Awesome. So Shane, can you introduce yourself to the group? Tell everybody what you're about and maybe even how we met.
Okay, cool. So I'm Enchantress Shane. I am, in the most general sense, a magical life coach that helps men and women be more free, have more liberation, power, joy, intimacy, and play. And we met at Ladies of Business, Rockaway Beach. Um, and we haven't stopped playing together since, and we keep really rising up, and we are both each other's coaches and clients, and it works really well together. um, I'm also an advice columnist and a performer, a burlesque dancer, and I really believe that being visible and being seen brings the most efficient
Yeah.
confidence as quick as
And
possible.
thank you. Just so you
And you
get
look
like a
so
sense, you
gorgeous.
guys see me today, but when I first met
Yeah.
Shane, I was a completely different,
Oh, yes.
like I
Oh,
was
yes.
so closed and like I tried so hard to maintain like this corporate image that wasn't authentically me and didn't even make sense for my business because it wasn't who I was and it was coming off as really inauthentic. And Shane has helped me strip away a lot of those layers and it actually manifested itself physically in so many ways. Like if anyone here remembers me from 2 years ago,
Yes.
like it's a
Oh my
totally
God,
different
totally.
ball game today. And that, yeah, and that
I love
actually,
that. So we met at late. Yes,
yeah,
go ahead.
and that
I
actually has
just, I forgot about
translated
what you look like and all that.
into me in the last year growing my business by 187%. Like, just think about that for a second. Like, if
Wow.
you could increase your top line revenue by 187%, like by investing in yourself and investing in becoming the person that you were meant to be, like that's a huge thing. Sorry. So Shane, I interrupted you. Yeah.
Hmm. No, it's so well said. No, I interrupted. Yeah, because I get so excited. I remember we met and you were like, I'm making a video. And at the time, I was just teaching a challenge called Magnetizing Video Challenge. And I came to your office and you were super professional and it was really sweet. And I was like, where are you? I'm like, whose art is this? What is this? I just asked all these questions and I didn't even know you barely. And then we did some energy work, we did some embodiment practices, and then like a couple of weeks after, you were just like you emerged. It's like you birthed the Sharktress, and it's just like been such a pleasure watching you look, think, feel completely different. And for you to just seeing you play in your business and to know that you can be a really smart, educated financial professional and also play. There's no time to be serious. Like nobody wants to learn from anybody who's serious.
No, and
I
it's
don't.
funny
I don't think
because
any people that are
you,
watching
I
this
don't know
do.
if you remember, but you actually coined the term the Sharktress. And like it's been my thing ever since.
Totally,
I
totally. It
was
was
like,
right before a
yes.
meeting. I love it.
Yeah.
It just came out.
So, today's Money Monday.
So
I wanna
cool.
talk about
So
that,
cool.
and that is about investing and investing in
Yes.
yourself. So that's
Yes.
something that I did with you. I've done in a bunch of different ways. I want you to share your
So good.
experiences with investing in yourself.
Great. So I've always been an entrepreneur, even since I was a little kid. Like I would do people's nails, I would write resumes, and then I was a special education therapist working for an agency, and I was having tantrums. I was making money, but I was miserable. And then I did a class called Yoga for the Special Child, and I realized like, oh, I need a business card. So I was like faking being in business for a while. Like I had this business card, I didn't do anything with it. Um, and then I was introduced to my first business coach, and I literally had like $247 in the bank to my name. Not like, oh, I had a savings or an investment. I had nothing. 247. I've always spent money down to the dollar. And I spoke to this business coach and she did some magic on me. And all of a sudden I was like sending her $240. And I'm like, did I just leave myself with $7? But for some reason, I knew I had to spend that money because I'm really in business and I really wanted some skills. I wanted to actually bring in income. And so I gave it to her and I was sort of freaking out. Out of nowhere, another client came to me and she said, I work with parents. At the time, I was only working with parents. And she said, I want to pay you in full. I really want you to be my coach. And it was almost exactly the amount that I agreed to pay out my original coach. And so I've said yes in that way. So many $5,000 programs, I said yes. $3,000 program
Ooh,
I do, the numbers specifically, I
hold on,
get back. Whether it's two clients or one
Shane.
client or just
You're
some money
freezing
that
a
like I
little bit.
sell art.
Hold.
It just all seems to, okay.
It's freezing a little bit, so
Oh
I'm
no, is it
hoping that
screwy?
everybody's getting this whole story because it's magical. Like, if you didn't hear what Shane was saying, like she literally
I know.
every time she invests in herself and invests
Shit.
in this type of coaching, um, she somehow manages to get exactly that amount in like a new client or just like a windfall. It just
Yeah,
keeps coming back, and it makes so much sense because money is another type of energy, and you have to keep the flow going. And so by investing in yourself and by making yourself improving your skills and making your services more worthwhile, it just makes sense that that money is going to come back to you. So I hope that kind of,
true. It's like, I know. I hope so too. Well, if not, then the transmission goes through of like, when I invest in myself, when I say I'm worth at least $8,000 in coaching, the value of actually who I am goes up. And the conviction in my voice and the teachings that I teach are like, hey, this is the real deal. I think also because a lot of entrepreneurs have imposter syndrome and they think like, oh, I'm not ready. I have to go back to college. I have to take another course. And the truth is, it's like if the course you're taking is helping you take actions, then it's worth it. But if you're investing just to get another certification, I would say, this is layers in the investing, but it's always important to take actions and spend the money on yourself, opening up that channel so that
yeah. And
people
I
can
think it's
give you that
also
money.
important to say that is you being intentional with how you invest. So if that certification is going to allow you to take actions,
Totally.
then it's a good investment. If it's just a certification for the sake of having the certification, then maybe think twice about it
Absolutely.
because you want to be intentional in the way that you invest your time and your money, because this is not just about the money. For me, even though I'm a financial coach, it's never just about the money. It's about what the money can do for you, and it's about how to best
Right.
use your time. We have this like limited
Hmm.
resource of time, and we need to make the best use of it.
Mm. Yeah, I love what you're saying. Like, time is the only resource we can never get back. You can always create more money, but you can't get time back. And so the course that I have where you'll be teaching is called Fuck Your Fears. And I always say, like, it depends how you're spending your fucks, right? Your time, your energy, and your money. Those are things that are so critical. And people just spend in ways that don't make sense. They repeat patterns, they're overgiving, they're obligated in different places, and that ends up, it's a bad investment. It's a bad investment when you're spending time and money and energy in places where there's no
Yeah.
return on your investment.
Yeah, I know all about that. I feel like I spent the first maybe 2 years or year and a half of my business doing that. Really just investing my time in the wrong things and not delegating and not making an efficient use of
Mm,
my time. And yeah, getting certifications just to get certifications that didn't actually help me, you know, get take any actions or increase any income. I mean, like the first thing that I did when I started my business, like I got certified in Zoho and FreshBooks and like all these and Zero and like all these other softwares that technically I don't even use today. Like I use I love QuickBooks and that's the majority of what I do. And I could have just become a QuickBooks Pro Advisor from the beginning, and like I did that in the beginning, but I didn't have to go through all the different levels. Like I got Zoho books and Zoho software and this consultant certification and this certification and that certification. And it was just like I was wasting my time and wasting my energy and like not dedicating it
so
to
interesting.
my business and to what actually made money for me and what made sense. And like you said, what actually allowed me to take actions. And
Mm,
that's when, after starting to work with you and working and having
Yes.
accountability buddies and working with my personal trainer and like all of these things that allowed me to take major action in my life, that things just started to change for me. And it's like a
Mm,
physical manifestation, it's a huge manifestation in my business. Like
totally.
in the last year I've gone from one employee. I think I had one employee when we first met like 2 years ago. And today I have three employees and an intern. And like it's a
Yes.
totally different, it's a totally different business than it was 2 years ago. It's a totally different trajectory. And I feel like working with you and investing that
Hmm.
time in the business coaching, that has been an essential part of this whole process.
Yeah. The what you remind me is like, back in the day, old paradigm, it's like brick and mortar business. You open up a store, you hang up your shingle, and you're in business. And now it's twofold. Like we're really lucky that we have so many opportunities to be seen. Like this is marketing, like all of social media. But what it also asks of us is not just like, can you get the job done, but the extra you can give. And like spending time with you and your confidence and your authenticity, it's like no matter what anybody's learning from you, they're also learning like it's important to be authentic. And so when you invest in someone, you're not just investing in like the business of it, you're investing in the person, right? And especially in coaching, like when someone's investing with me, they're not just like they're a very specific person. They're open to somebody who curses, they're open to somebody who has a certain lifestyle of freedom versus like back in the day when you would search for a doctor and you would pick them based on location. Now we have these opportunities to invest where it's the most fun, right? Or it's the most whatever you're looking for. And and um and that just like starts to integrate fun into life. I don't know if I'm just making sense here, but it kind of makes me feel like we're so lucky that we get to like somebody who comes to you for the financial services and money coaching. It's not going to be a stale punishment like, oh, I'm broke, like all the stuff that comes up. It's like, I don't know, I just worked with Galit. Now I feel better. Like when I work with you as my coach, there was one day, the first time ever, I feel like in my whole life, that my money wasn't negative and I had like 300 extra with nothing to do with it. That was the first month we worked together. And you were like, yeah, that's about right. And I'm like, my numbers are right? Like all this shame of not being responsible and all that stuff. I just had to make a video in your group and I was just like, oh my God, I'm a responsible adult, and it became fun because you really care and you're really present and you're really joyful about it. It's not like the stale
Yeah.
going to my
And
financial
I want
person's
to
office.
remind everybody that's watching, either now or if you're watching on the replay, like if you have any questions for me or for Shane about the types of investments that we've made in ourselves, or just any
Yes.
other random questions, we are more than happy to answer. Yeah.
Anything. We love
And then
questions.
let's see, like, what are some big
Yes.
takeaways that people can get from this episode of Money Monday?
Yeah. Well, the biggest one is it's scary to spend money and invest in yourself, right? Because you're basically saying, I'm worth it. It's I'm worth it beyond basic medical care that I can trust that I'm going to invest in someone to support me and that my life will change. And I think that's what the men and women that I speak to, when people want to work with me and then we talk, I share the price, and automatically they're like, oh, I feel a lot of like, not everybody, but you're basically investing in the unknown. And that can be really scary. But it can also be the moment of a breakthrough where you're like, you know what? It is unknown, but I can't live the way I'm living anymore. And whatever the, and so as soon as you say yes, as soon as you put that deposit or you make a payment, things change immediately. The universe, I mean, not to be so hokey, but I can't help it. Once you say yes to yourself, the universe puts things in your way that's like, oh, cool, you're saying yes, you're investing time, money, or energy, then I'm going to do the same. And actually, I have this one example today. This woman called me up out of nowhere, paid in full. We had a session, and something that she was ideal, that she was like, this would make me so happy. She wanted to walk down the street holding her granddaughter's hand. It just came at it. She said, I already did it. This was only Thursday. Today's what, Monday? So I believe that because she said yes to me so quickly, because she invested so quickly, whatever she wants comes so quickly. On the flip side, I've had clients that are like, let me think about it, blah, blah, let me call you back. It's a week, it's 2 weeks later. And I usually like to hear yes or no. But then when it's time for them to receive, it's a slower process. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's a mirror. Everything we put out, we
Yeah.
get back, timing wise, money wise. Thank you, Russell.
Yeah,
Happy to
and
hear
I
you that
think
you're
that
here.
that is
Yeah.
so key, that what you're saying is that when you take that step, you are taking the action. And once you put your money behind something, I feel like, especially for me, when I put my money behind something, when I've made that decision, when I've taken that jump, like, things start happening, right? Like, you've taken the action. Oh my God, Nachum, you're, yes, exactly.
Yes.
When you say
Yes.
yes, the universe responds with a fuck yeah. It's either a fuck yeah or a fuck no. Like, we got to be decisive. And that's how I feel like all of the amazing
Exactly.
stuff that has happened in my life, it is because when
That's
i
it.
when i heard it, it was a fuck yes. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to take that action. I'm going to do it because this is what I need and this is how I'm going to get to the
Hmm.
next level. And that always took me to the next level. It just, that's what it is. Like, it's being decisive.
Yes. I mean, so many people are not clear.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
that
another
one
thing
piece,
that
being
you taught
decisive. It's
me,
amazing.
oh my God, I loved Shane for this,
Yes.
is be super specific about what you're looking
Ah.
to invest in yourself. Like, what is the thing
Mm.
that would change things for you? What is the thing that would make the difference, that would help you take the action? And that
Yeah,
is the thing that you need to invest in. And yeah, you're investing in the person.
absolutely. Absolutely. That, yeah, I mean, coaching these days is, back in the day, it was like you go to therapy and you're like, this is my therapist, fix me kind of thing. But this is like a partnership. And so when you invest in a specific person, it's like you like their lifestyle, you like the way they do things. And because of social media, we get to really experience what that is like. Right? It's not just like a hope and a prayer. And I love what you're saying about being decisive. Sometimes even if it's a no, it's something. I hear so many people like, well, I don't know. And it's like a rare thing to be making a choice of yes or no, but it's extremely powerful. And then, yes, exactly, Russell, that's the word we were missing just now. Taking that risk leaves you open to trust yourself. And trusting yourself is exactly what builds confidence. And so if you take a risk, two things might happen, right? I mean, with coaching, you can't really fail unless you make a bad choice. I don't even know, or you just don't show up. But if you take the risk and you say, you know what, I have no idea what's going to happen, you're going to learn something, whether it's a failure or a success, it doesn't matter because you're not alone. When you fail and then you're alone, ugh, it's like the world you can really, hock yourself for that. But if you're doing this with someone and you invest in yourself and something doesn't go as planned, there's so many lessons to pull out like golden threads so that it won't happen the same way again. And without a coach, I think that people make the same
Yeah.
mistakes, the same patterns over and
So
over
I
and
want to
over
give
again.
people like some tips about how they know what are the right things to invest in.
Yes,
So first of all, if you're gonna invest in coaching,
great,
invest in
smart.
a person, in a coach that makes you feel something. Like, don't invest in like that coaching program that you heard about because like it's
Mm,
the go-to coaching program for this or this or this. Like, you could, but the question is, when you looked at that program, how did it make you feel? Was it a fuck yeah, or was it a okay? Like, invest in a coach that you want to learn from, that you
yes.
think understands where you're coming from, and understands the life that you're trying to build for yourself, because that's really what I feel like coaching in general is about. It's somebody that you need to connect with the person on a level, and they need to care about you. um is there anything that, like, a tip that you would give somebody about how to find the right kind of coach or the right program for them? You there? Yeah.
Yes. I would say take people up on their free coaching calls, like free, usually a one time. And oh,
Yeah.
wait, can you hear me?
Oh no, you're breaking up. You still there? Yes.
Okay.
Magic happens.
Magic is happening. I'm still here. I see myself fine, but you're frozen.
I can hear you now.
Hmm. I don't know. Should I talk?
I
Am I
say
frozen?
talk.
Let's. Oh my God, I'm bursting with a tip to give.
Okay. Now I can hear
How
you.
about now?
I
How about
think
now?
I think you're safe to give your tip.
Oh, okay, good. I almost started singing something. Um, okay. So my tip is make your decision on the call and don't let it linger. Don't be in that like I don't know space. Whether it's a yes or whether it's a no, if it's a no or a yes, you win. If you're like in between and you're like I'm not sure, take your time with your coach to figure out the money thing with them. And what Galit said, if you feel that like rumbling in your belly, if you feel bumblebees in your chest and you're like, this person is great, I really want to work with them, and you like their life, make sure they're not just shit talking. Like, do your homework, get on the call, and then end the call with a yes or a no. And be ready to start. Don't get on and then be like, yeah, I want to start in 6 months. No. The universe and the laws of attraction and the laws of everything have to do with momentum. And once you're on that call, there's an energy, there's a connection. And I would say start within the month. If you can't start that week, start within the month. And also make sure you know what you're getting. Have some sessions that are live, on video, on the phone, in person. They're all really intimate. It might be a group program, but just be willing to say yes or no. Don't get stuck in that gray area. And if your coach lets you stay in that gray area,
Yeah. And
they're
I
not for you.
think that I want to touch on something you said there, which is brainstorm with the person that's going to be your coach about how you can pay for it. Like
Yes.
I get this all the time being a money coach of like, yeah, I
Yes.
need to heal my relationship with money, but I don't know how to pay you. And I always say, okay, let's go through a couple of minutes of just like brainstorming on how you can come up with this month's money, and then next month we'll deal with, next month, because I already know that once you've started with me, that once you get the ball rolling, the money is there. Like if
Yeah.
you guys are meeting your basic needs, if you've got a roof over your head, if
Yes.
you have shelter, if you have food, if there all of these things, like you are in the perfect position and you will have the money. You will be able to find it. I'm like so completely sure. And sometimes I feel like on my calls, I need to let people borrow my confidence in them,
Same.
because I think that is
Hmm.
truly what it comes down to is it's a lack of confidence in your ability to make the money. It's a lack of confidence in your ability to follow through on the coaching that will allow you to like go to the next level, that will
Totally.
take you to the place that you want to go. You're scared. I get it. People are scared, but I feel like if your dreams don't scare you, then you're not dreaming big enough. And that's like my takeaway.
Woohoo!
If
Yes.
your dreams
Ooh, that's
don't
hot.
scare the living fucking crap out of you, you are not dreaming big enough. Like you cannot achieve greatness out of mediocrity. It is what it is. And we've heard it all the time. Like shoot for the stars, you know? It That's how you have to think about it. Um
Yeah.
So I think those are like big takeaways. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, like, we both, it's, and, there's also like compassion from us and from coaches. It's like we've all invested in ourselves. So I've been in your shoes. I've been in like, how can I say yes when I have a college debt that I have to pay? That's a priority. But nobody celebrates you when you pay off your debt. It's a tool. If you use it like a tool instead of as a way to be mad at yourself, there's so much mindset involved in coaching that if you can trust saying yes when you're not sure, that can be like generalized in every area of your life. When you go into a relationship, you don't know what's going to happen. When you start a new job, you don't know. When you start a business, when you put a video out there, like it's all about the unknown. So saying yes to investing in yourself is like it's like a microcosm of like the rest of everywhere else. That piece is the same what happens. And people are looking to support you. You can always borrow money. I mean, now I have a million tips in my head. But anyway, maybe we'll do something else somewhere where we could tell people about it. But I want everybody to have one tip. The one I gave,
Yeah,
which
and
is
if
yes or
anything, we
no,
can
and
add
that's it.
some comments after
I'll be
this
clear.
video to the video. Please, if you have questions, yeah, if you've got questions,
Oh, that
post
would be
them.
great. That would be
We'll
great.
answer.
Yeah, fire away.
Also, I want to talk about some of the things that we have going on because Shane and I work together all the freaking time. And she's
Oh, we have
actually
lots. Yes.
one of my accountability buddies.
Yes, yes, yes.
And we meet like every Wednesday. So we have a lot of things that are
Yes.
in the works right now. One of the first things
Hmm.
Shane mentioned already, which is I am going to be helping out with her next Fuck Your Fears group. Yay! And
Yes, the summer
we
showdown.
have we'll be doing
Yay.
a workshop on June 6th. That's Yeah, it's going to be freaking amazing because it's
Yes.
going to be a little bit of sex, a little bit of money, and how those two things can work together. And it's going to be super intimate. And I'm super, super excited about it. So that's June 6th, and we'll post a little bit more. Yes, we'll post a little bit
Yes. Sexy
more
money.
about
Hmm.
what that entails, where it's going to be, all of those details. So I can post that in the group a little bit later as well. Um, and then we are also doing, if you guys have ever heard about Connection Camp, I would love for you to either reach out to me or Shane to talk about Connection Camp.
Oh yeah.
It's an adult, it's like a weekend adult summer camp in June that's all about making connections and um, healing your inner self on so many different levels. Like it's everything from money to intimacy to um, oh my god, I'm like, there's just so much. Plus,
Yeah, there's like communication,
exactly.
workshops,
And
everything
it's
you
a
want to
great
go to in the
setting
city,
on
but
like
it's
a
all in one place.
lake with like fun outdoor activities like hiking and so I think
It's
so
beautiful.
I will be both doing a workshop there and it oh Irene, so Connection Camp is what is it, the 13th through the 16th? Yeah. Yeah, Irene, we'd love. Yeah, it's in New
Yes,
Jersey.
in June, and it's in New
It's
Jersey.
that weekend in June. I'll also post the details
You would
on
love it.
Connection Camp. But I think so. I'm doing a workshop, and I'm also doing like these little 15-minute flash coaching sessions with people. So definitely get in on that. Yeah. Anything else that we have in the works right now?
Oh, we have so many things. Well, there's a couple, yeah, we have a summertime full day workshop in Rockaway, but we're working out the details on that. But that'll be in August. So just get involved in our world and then you'll hear about everything. But Connection Camp and the event on June
Yes.
6th is for both men and women, just
Okay,
so
so now
everybody knows.
Shane, anybody that's on my page that
I'm
doesn't
super
know
fun.
how to get in touch with
Oh.
you or how to become a part of your groups, how do they do that?
Ooh. Okay. So I have two groups. One is just for women and it's called the Awkward Enchanted Coven. And it's for magically creative women who are really sensitive and who want to be bigger and more powerful in this world and their own lives. And then the other group is Relational Embodied Intimacy Group, and that's for men and women. And it's a plethora of things, but I teach a lot of work on intimacy and self-love, in a really general sense, but basically to how to have more fun. And there's interviews in there ranging from like BDSM to self-love and yoni steams. Like it's all over the place, but it's people that I love and trust and I'm excited about. And it's a place of freedom where you can really connect with men and women um, of like mind, and so those are the two places. I'll put the links in the bottom as well. So investigate
Yeah,
all
and
these
on
comments we're going
social
to be posting. Oh, and so the
yeah,
next
what's your
Fuck Your
social
Fears
media
course, yeah,
handles?
go ahead. I, I'm free. Oh, yes. So Enchantress Shane. If you just go everywhere and write Enchantress Shane, there's three S's in the middle, you'll find me. Find me on
Awesome.
Instagram. I'm loving my account there lately.
And then your fuck your fears,
Yes.
you're gonna post in the group.
Oh, yes. The Fuck Your Fears, the Courage course. It starts in June, the end of June, and it's the women who are graduating that are like fucking blowing themselves out of the water. They're like singing. All of a sudden, they're in performances. They're telling their story at the front of a charity ball. Like huge thing. To this country with a visa they didn't think they could get. Like major, major movement happening. And everyone who graduates physically looks different. They're handling family and boundaries differently. They have confidence that's like unmentionable. and it's really exciting. And then if you're a man and you want to work with me, I have the Enchanted Man program, which is launched and amazing, and I'm doing the website over for that. And I'm really, what the men are great. I love these fucking men. They're just turning into the most powerful version of themselves. And they're out in the world, like looking taller, feeling stronger. And, there's so much in this society. And so I really see it as a necessity. Like so many women are doing work, but men um, are being left behind, and that's fucked up. So, yeah, the Enchanted Man program. It is a
Yes. Oh
one-on-one
my God.
program.
Yeah. Like it runs the
Yay.
gambit of like the way that people change after working with you, like from losing weight and becoming super physically fit and healthy, mind, body, and spirit, to I, I feel like one person that I spoke to, like one of her goals
Yeah.
was like to become a consentacorn at House of Yes, and like she filled out an application. Like it's just so everything, like anything that you want to do is possible. So give yourself that chance. Yeah,
It's beyond yeah, it's amazing. It's like beyond realistic.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's amazing.
also, so if anybody who's watching, a big reminder that DragCon LA is upon us. There is like a month to go, less than a month to go. It is going to be, if you're in LA and you want to come see me at DragCon, I have a booth there from May 24th through the 26th. Um, if you're interested to know what DragCon is, it's a convention for drag queens and anybody that loves RuPaul's Drag Race. So please, if you're going to be in LA, reach out to me. Also, if you know any drag queens, please let them know how to get in touch with me because I want to talk to them. I want to meet them. I want to make sure that they're coming to visit my booth at DragCon. Yeah, I'm super, super freaking excited about DragCon because it's like upon us. Last week, I had my first photo shoot to promote it, and like the Sharktress is out in full effect, and it is so much fun. Yeah, so DragCon next month. We got Connection Camp happening. And also, for everybody here, I'm going to post a link to a quiz that I created, which is to find out how fierce, fearless, and financially free you really are. So, if you wanted to know where you stand with your money, like this is the quiz for you to take. And also, you should take it just because it's fucking hilarious. I created this, and it is, everyone who has taken it so far was just like, this is so much fun. Who made up these questions? You are a goddess. And so, please, I'm going to post a link, take the quiz, and find out where you need a little bit of improvement in your money, or if you're amazing and perfect and you don't need any improvement, because that's also possible. um yeah, and I think that's it for my announcements tonight. Shane, do you want to add anything before we close off for the night? Woo, yes, quiz.
No,
Awesome.
I feel complete.
I
This is amazing.
Yay, I
I'm excited
also
about
feel pretty
everything.
complete. So have a good night, everyone. Thank you for tuning in,
Yay.
and I will see you next Money Monday. Post your comments, post your questions, and let's talk. Bye.